Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I am Vince. This is the Stream of Consciousness. I should say, Dichotomous Prime, aka Vince. Look at that. It's been one day extra, Sunday instead of Monday, and I'm already all thrown off. I am a West Indian Canadian bi tabletop game designer. I do cultural consultation, sensitivity reading, mechanics, and narrative design in the tabletop space. And I am also a huge fan of video games. As you can probably tell from the title above the video today, we are taking a look at one of my favorite games to come out of the maybe not like kind of in between indie and AAA space. The game Control from Northlight Studios. Oh, look at that! Resub hype! Thank you very much, Gift Nova. I appreciate you. I hope that everybody is having a lovely evening, had a lovely week, whether or not you're doing the full-time... Oh, lots of emotes, right. I thought that I had adjusted that. Apologies for that, Sophia. Lots of tech issues tonight, but I appreciate your enthusiasm regardless. Like I was saying, whether or not you're working the 9 to 5 grind or you're doing the gig economy thing and getting a brief respite before you head into the weekend, I hope that you're all having a lovely time. And if you're having a rough week, I hope that we can provide a little bit of joy going into the weekend for you. Before we get started, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge that today is the Trans Day of Remembrance. As always, right now, a lot of bigotry in the world makes life a lot harder for our trans friends, be they binary, be they non-binary, in whatever way in which they wish to express their gender. There are a lot of different ways that you can promote trans creators, whether it's donating to transition funds. You will find many posts retweeted on my page from individuals who are looking to escape from, whether it's toxic or abusive situations, and just generally there's a lot of different ways to be able to support our trans siblings out there. As well, there are many awesome trans creators on Twitch. If you don't already know Casey Explosion, she's awesome. She's actually also playing Control, not tonight, but in general. She is awesome. And she has, like, the best ASMR voice ever. It's just, if you ever want to have a little bit of an Irish sort of accompaniment if you're there in the evening, then going over to Casey Explosion's stream is always a welcome thing. So yeah, Casey's awesome. Gift Nova, who is in the chat, who is awesome, and actually here, I made a command for this right now. Oh my goodness, look at that! Oh, thank you very much, Burst of Hope. Thank you very much for coming in coming in with the gifted subs. Oh, I appreciate you, and look at all of that, and thanks for everyone coming through to say hi. I hope you're all doing excellent. I see lots of recognizable names today, but for those who happen to be coming through who don't know me, yep, I am Dichotomous Prime, aka Vince. West Indian Canadian tabletop game creator doing cultural consultation, sensitivity reading, and a number of different design elements in the tabletop space. So welcome on in, and I hope that you're all having a lovely evening right now. But yes, and thank you very much for your generosity, Burst of Hope, and I appreciate you. But yeah, actually, Burst of Hope is another excellent non-binary tabletop game creator. And, it is an embarrassment of riches, the number of awesome creators whom I have talked to who are trans, and it is an absolute shame that they often are not given access and the resources to live their best life and best actualize their identities and create the amazing stuff by virtue of their gender, and their gender identity. It's ridiculous, frankly. So yeah, if you can afford to support trans creators and trans individuals all over the place financially, please do so. If you can't, please retweet, get eyes on it of the people who might have a little bit of extra scratch in the pocket to be able to help, and just generally do your part to have those tough conversations so that we can help make the world a little bit easier for a lot of our trans friends who are grinding out there. So yeah, I wanted to take a couple of minutes to say some things having to do with that. But yeah, so, and Nine, I haven't seen you for a little bit. Thank you very much for coming on in. I hope you're having a lovely week as well. Let's see. Yeah, so while I'm getting things kind of set up here, some of you are a little bit... Oh, and hello there, Lady Zafira. Welcome on in. Some of you are more familiar with Control than others. For those who might be experiencing it for the first time or only have a little bit of a glancing familiarity with it, Control is... what I can describe it as is if David Lynch made a movie about the SCP, like the SCP wiki. It surrounds the main character of Jessie Faden, who is searching for her brother and who has had her investigations lead her to a mysterious building called the Federal Bureau of Control. And they essentially deal with a number of these paranormal entities and events that take place in our world. There's a lot of really cool things about this game, but most centrally, which you'll see me kind of come back to again and again, is I am someone who very strongly believes in the theme of stories affect reality, and our belief in how different concepts manifest themselves and affect different things will in and of themselves change the shape of reality in terms of those concepts, and it can be for better or for worse in terms of either of those sorts of things. A lot of the elements in Control are based around those. The idea, the building that not to get too spoilery, but the building that the FBC is in, the oldest house, it is heavily implied is basically the archetype of a house and kind of has a mind of its own and is semi-conscious and always shifting. And there's a lot of really cool ambient world building in this game that I'm a really, really big fan of. So yeah, there are a couple of... Actually, here, let me make use of one of these fancy new commands that I put in. Boop. There we go. There will be a couple of different trigger warnings that are more specific as we go through. But in general, there are a few kind of different pieces of content that I do want to give people a heads up on. If you happen to have a photosensitive epilepsy or any other kind of disorder, there is a lot of very graphically interesting, but, potentially activating stimuli that the game has. So I wanted to at least make folks aware of that, to be able to, make that judgment for themselves without getting kind of dead angled by it. As well, there's kind of some mild body horror and some themes of hallucination or paranoia. So, that can be something that if folks struggle with in their day-to-day lives can be pretty distressing. So I, once again, wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up about that. Early on in the game, there will be one instance of suicide by gunshot. I will try to give y'all a heads up, and I'll try and basically zip away from the moment in question. Thank you very much, Gift Nova. I'm a doing my best, at least, to try and be a responsible broadcaster, and hopefully that helps folks a little bit. Because ultimately, I want people to be able to have a good time when they come to my stream. It's also especially tricky when you have a game that does, deal in themes like that can be disturbing and whatnot. So yeah, I will try and be mindful of when that particular scene involving suicide via gunshot does come up, and try and give an additional heads up to people who are in chat for when that comes up. Okay? Okay. Okie dokie. So, I think without further ado, we will get started, and I'll just queue up that IRL command for when that comes up. And look at that. New save, fresh start. Which I didn't know you can't have multiple save files for this, because otherwise, otherwise I would have erased it anyways. I love this game. I'll play it multiple times through. It's not a problem. But yeah, that was surprising to me. I was gonna do like kind of a parallel sort of thing, do one playthrough offline.
This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful.
Oh, this is going to automatically pause it? Alright. I think what we might have is...
Or terrible.
As a heads up.
Transfixed. It's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
There we are. Yeah, we got a little bit of lag there. So it's with respect to a couple of the kind of like triggering related things. I still need to figure out a way to have the game continue to run in the background so I can kind of more seamlessly switch between these different things. In the interim, I might just try and pause like right when I think that it's coming up. But as you can see, there are some uses of these kind of montages of mental imagery that, you know, are part of the storytelling, but it's kind of like the, oh, I think that the gunshot might be a part of this montage, and oh, there it is, and now it's gone. And so bear with me. I'm still going to try and give a little bit of a buffer, but for technical related things, that's something that I'm gonna try and cope with today. But yeah, just so y'all are informed about the state of things. Control just automatically pauses whenever you tab out. Not much to be done about that without a stream deck or something, I guess. Yeah, and that's kind of one of those things that I'm trying to work on, beating the necklace and kind of getting those additional things established. But yeah, so it's a whole complex equation. But yeah, also congratulations on beating Dark Souls 3, Sophia. That is a significant feat. GG, my friend. And I'm really glad that you're enjoying it so far, Gift Nova. I adore this game and so much about it. But yeah, so we will continue. We have the part where the game ensures that I have indeed played a video game before. So, this is a game where I will absolutely be, reading every little detail, because there will 100% be little things in the world. A lot of these papers and stuff will actually have things written on them. So yeah, I absolutely adore being fastidious about it. Let's see, and what do you say? Prohibited items. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart. Number 2 pencils. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept, e.g. rubber ducks, ketchup bottles, all material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. Yeah, no, I absolutely love this stuff. It's such a great little teaser of okay, something there are established rules, but you haven't been introduced to the paradigm that establishes those rules, and so it's such a tantalizing little piece, and I love that it's done. Ooh, Dr. Darling. Oh, one of my favorite NPCs. Cool. I am an infamous bathroom checker in games, because that's usually where you'll find pickups and secrets.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
Hello there, Peganox. Welcome on in. How's your Friday going? I hope that you're doing well. Oh. And now we're into the SCP style documentation. A shark in his redacted, a shark in his redacted, although secure, redacted, permission to redacted, following basic protocol, redacted, shoot to kill. Good luck! I love it. I love it so much. It's just so much WTF. Also, Ati is awesome. I don't know how far you are into the game, Gift Nova, but Ati will become more awesome. I look forward to talking to you about that. Let's see, I don't have a map yet, do I? No, I don't.
Hello?
Speaking of...
Hey, excuse me.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
I don't know if I can Mad Lib that well, Nova. I can try.
You work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, you're relevant. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna.
I forget the language that he speaks. I would be very interested to have a native language speaker of that translate, because he does the, you know, the classic bilingual thing of switching back and forth between English and his mother tongue. And I imagine that it would be super cool to see that. Finish. Thank you. Finish. Let's see. No, that's where I came through. You know what's funny is I remember when I first started playing this game getting turned around in this section too. Hello, as you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request an R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head. As needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. You know what's weird? Okay, so that's boring as hell, basically. The most dry government documentation you could possibly have. But I think the contrast is there on purpose. The first two that you've had are these weird paranormal, like, don't bring archetypal items into the bureau with you, don't do X, Y, and Z, and all this sort of stuff. And then they're contrasting it with, also, this is still like a government agency. It's still boring as hell and dry as hell, and like it works just like any other one. So it isn't just this weird kind of hallucinogenic environment. It is absolutely that, but there is a rhyme and presumably a reason to everything that's going on.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my
Oh yeah, the lighting is beautiful. It's so well done cinematically, 9. I love a lot about this game, but just the ambiance at all times is great. I adore it. And this is not... No, this is where I came in. How do... Yeah, okay. Went up here. Went through here. Dr. Darling. Elevator. There's Ati. Go through here. Are you gonna actually give me a... Do I go through the elevator? Yeah, there we go.
The cell and the poster.
The lighting is great. Lots of dark spots where you can't see shit. Took me way too long to figure out that you have to carry a light source from the environment with you into those spots.
I've been trying to
Yeah.
put it down ever since.
It is one of those things where just straight up having an objective direction, I think, would have been an appropriate sacrifice for whatever kind of ambiance they had. And sometimes they do, but other times it can be a lot of kind of running back and forth. Okay. So it does look like... Yeah, Streamlabs is telling me and informing me about these dropped frames, so we're going to keep an eye on that. But yeah, so keeping an eye on that sort of thing. I know Twisted was having issues with that as well the past little while. Also, here's the David Lynch influence once again. A lot of Eraserhead, or if you've watched Saint Elsewhere, a lot of those sorts of things were heavy influences of this game. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the situation with that is, to be 100% honest with you.
There for a moment. You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan.
Well, it's interesting there, Nova, talking about turning down the graphics, is that the game is running on my computer fine, and as well our here, let's actually take a look here. Display. Let's see here. Why don't we... I feel so bad to, like, get rid of so many of these awesome light effects, but we'll try that. And you tell me whether or not it improves the game running a little bit smoother. So, a lot of these rooms with clearance levels you will kind of come back to over the course of the game and further investigate. It's very kind of Metroidvania in the structure of it. So let's see what I just picked up. Reminder, redrafting any public-facing material. While penning any notifications of death related to the Willow AWE, please adhere to the following guidelines. Words, phrases to use in the service of his or her country. Regret, proud, pride, we will be remembered. Words, phrases to avoid. Alaska, scissors, blood/bleed, loss, apologies/sorry. Okay. So, yeah, a lot of the kind of morbid sense of humor in this game I also very much appreciate. Anything in here? I'm an absolute lore hound. I'm a lore hound and a gore hound. Less so is the presence of the latter in this game, but there is a significant abundance of the former. So, Central Executive, what do we got over here? Trench, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all of my appointments for the day. For the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Yeah, dang it, Barbara. Well, there's... So, we're about to find a dude who just shot himself in the head and is dead from a gunshot wound. So, now would be an excellent time.
Weapon? Really?
Yeah, please, frame yourself. Absolutely.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
I love this stuff so much. I love this stuff so much. Welcome to the astral plane, by the way.
The same gun.
More lag still, huh? Okay, just for a second, though. Alright.
Okay.
So, yeah, you don't have to find ammo. It gradually restores itself. And it's interesting because you don't get an additional weapon in this game. You get new forms for the service weapon. Boom. Perfect. The service weapon design is so cool. It's just a bunch of Legos in different shapes. Yeah, it is the perfect, like, it pretty much just says it right off the bat, it's the archetypal weapon. It is every person's idea of what a weapon should be in a specific form or in someone's preference. They've suggested that in previous years before guns were a thing, it was a sword. Like, it's so interesting. I really love how thoroughly everything is carried through thematically in this game.
It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
Alrighty.
Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
Well, that's no good.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Thank you. That was... horror. Get the fuck away!
Ah yes, the Hiss, the central antagonist of this game. The Bureau has many internal security personnel. The Hiss was quick to take advantage of this fact. Hiss guards use standard-issue bullpup rifles carried prior to corruption, while the armored guards carry pump-action shotguns. They have no observed paranatural abilities, with the exception that certain Hiss guards are protected by a shielding of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Is this shielding a result of prolonged Hiss corruption? Does the Hiss mature in organic hosts over time? More data is needed. Did the Hiss target individuals with combat training? Does the Hiss have that level of cognizance? Does it utilize hosts for tasks they are best suited to? Combat-trained hosts are reserved for combat. These are all questions for later, though it is obvious that corrupted individuals retain knowledge on the use of their weapons. Refer to file redacted for full report. Let's see. Director Trench, Bureau expenditures. Let's see. Staffing, surveillance, data center initiative, construction, redacted. Office equipment, janitorial costs, blank. Mold removal, HQ livability costs. For 5-year comparison chart. Once again, dead boring. Absolutely dead boring. But a part of the world building. So, and I can't get through here yet, can I? Nope. Okay. I mean, you're directing me to there. There we go. Now I have a map. Okay.
Reach the hotline.
The hotline.
There you are. Come here. Are you down already? No. I keep trying to use right stick for melee. I've been playing Borderlands too much. Where are you? There we are. So, in lieu of traditional currency, what you'll usually find in these games are these various different archetypal materials, and you can use them to upgrade your weapon, to gain various different abilities, and yeah, just to generally advance. And a number of these individuals, the ones who aren't fully corrupted, the ones, well, corrupted meaning they try and kill you, are in some kind of psychic stasis, effectively. And you'll see them hanging, like little Christmas tree decorations, all over the place throughout the game. Nope. And audio recording.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
So, you'll notice that the portraits on the wall have already changed to reflect the fact that we are now the new director of the FBC. And this is related to the fact that the idea of the FBC, the oldest house, which is the building that we are currently in, and the service weapons are all conscious to one degree or another and, quote, recognize that the thing has changed and have changed themselves accordingly. I love the idea of environments and things that don't normally want or feel having sentience. I don't know why. It's always just been a theme in games that I absolutely adore exploring. The executive meeting. The rising costs of AWE response. Update on mold eradication efforts. Upcoming annual salary review. New supplier of coffee filters. Here we go. Suspected AWE in Duluth. Wasn't anything. Just like the house fire before this. And the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. My team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake AWEs from the real things. Or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch. Next one on the list. Let's hope that it's a little bit livelier there. AWEs are altered world events. Basically, weird paranormal shit. Did I get turned around? Because, yeah, that was the shelter I just came through. These are the dudes that I just killed. Yeah, directions are a problem for me, especially in games where a lot of the environment is kind of intentionally. Also, holy crap, Nova is absolutely right. Doing stuff and just destroying things with your melee is super satisfying in this game. And boring stuff. She's turning 36. Or 46. That sounds like something that's probably a password for somewhere. Okay, wait. Can I... No, I already turned that on. This is a bathroom. And there was another door over here that I think I can go through. Yes! And it's creepy. There we are. Oh, Timo B, thank you very much for resubbing this month. I appreciate you. I hope that you are having a lovely Friday and a lovely week in general. Thank you very much for joining us.
Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy. That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Part of me enjoys the idea that the central antagonist in this game is essentially an earworm. Like the idea of a song. Okay, wait, that was a radio. I thought it was a document I could pick up. Okay. So, that's where I came through. What have I got in here? This is another radio. Urban legends. Examination of paranatural topics. Urban legends. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetypes. We recognize certain redacted, informed by our own redacted, and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially redacted. In popular culture, using redacted, our own bureau-made anthology television program. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranormal phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore, AWEs that only occur on redacted, a pair of scissors that consume human redacted through 2 punctures on the redacted. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children. They are paranatural realities waiting to happen. Refer to file 4-93-6942, nice, for full report. I love lore stuff like that. I absolutely adore it. Once again, you have this whole thing of believing it makes it real, which also is really, really cool, because if you think about the whole thing regarding the different files being redacted, you have this whole thing of, well, it's a secret government thing, and, you know, the average person can't know because it's this secret cabal who are all scheming. But that document seems to suggest as well that part of why they are choosing to redact these terms is because if you don't see it, you can't think about it. And if you can't think about it, then you can't begin to distort or alter reality. And these are office-wide, missives or notices to people who work here. So they could be seen by hundreds or thousands of people a day, 100 or 1,000 minds thinking the exact same archetype or thinking of the exact same object. Well, that is a risk for a psychic phenomenon. So it's not only just this paranoid, conspiratorial sort of government thing, it could very well be a practical security measure to actually talk about this. And so there's this layered sort of approach to this world building, to where there's the story that it tells you, then there's the story that it doesn't tell you, and then ultimately the story of the game is the story that you get when you, the player, combine both of those together and see what is left over. So yeah, I love this game so much. Let's see here, that's another radio. Alright, Central Executive. Something fucky's going on. I just have to jump down here, don't I? Yep. Alright, let's go. A-cab, motherfucker! Oh, shit. Okay. Forgot how squishy you are at the start. Come on. There we are. Perfect.
Must cleanse control points.
I also really like the use of the like actual real life footage overlaid over the game's graphics. I really like it.
Help me fix it.
All right, we got our first control point.
You did it. We did it.
Hello? Can you hear me? Are you with us?
Where's the safe room? There we go.
Are you still sane?
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
Heads up, there is a little bit of sanism. No, actually, there's some problematic aspects with respect to sanism in this game. There's a lot of things with respect to things kind of altered mind states and things having to do with that. But, you know, I would be dishonest if I didn't at least acknowledge that that's a thing that exists. So, as a heads up, just to be fair, so the folks are aware of that. It's an issue that kind of pervades the game, even if they try to provide an in-world explanation for, okay, these are the effects of the hiss coming through our reality and causing these delusions and hallucinations. But that nonetheless doesn't eliminate kind of the presence of harmful themes. So, thought I would at least acknowledge that. Continuing.
Feelings mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie?
Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting.
I should have lied.
Shit! You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this
Hiss?
that works. Somehow the hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread
Relatable.
everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah,
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
the service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me, saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point, push the hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown, before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already.
She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of. Yes. I can try. I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay.
So, to answer your question, yeah, you
Did it before.
become the director by picking up the weapon and being accepted by it. Yeah, so the service weapon itself is sentient. It has an idea. There's a whole entry in a thing where if you attempt to pick it up and it's like, nah, not this one, like, you just fucking die immediately. So there's this whole kind of thing of whether or not the oldest house or the service weapon, quote, knew that Jesse was going to be the new director before she even got there. And there's this whole thing regarding kind of the passage of time a little bit, and all of this sort of different stuff. One thing that I do want to point out that I like how this game does is there's not a lot of time wasted on disbelief, because it's essentially, yes, the board as well, because this is a government agency where they deal with weird shit, and a building that moves on its own, and all this sort of stuff. I think that one of the tropes that irritates me the most in supernatural sorts of media is an abundance of screen time or pages wasted on characters in denial. And it's like, you can go into denial if something is, like, fairly distant from you, but if you have a fucking, like, werewolf chasing you or something like that, you know what? It's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna parse this out later. This is a thing that's happening now, and I need to cope with it. So, I like how efficiently Control just goes, like, you know, has Emily go, this is fucking unbelievable. Okay, cool, sure, whatever. We'll figure this out. And you're off and running, essentially. So let's take a look at this collectible that I picked up. Let's see if it's something interesting. Oh, yes. This was one from a couple of rooms ago. How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. You have your basic script. I love this. We are proud to serve the United States and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. Transparency around a bureau that is based in secrecy for the good of everyone. Let's see. Lots of lag every now and then, by the way, right now as well. Might be an internet thing. We, at least at my place, have, like, pretty about as top of the line internet as you can get without getting, like, a T1 line. So I'm not entirely sure what that is. I know that I think it's honestly Streamlabs kind of shitting the bed. I'm gonna have to take a look at it afterward, but yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure what the state of that is. But yeah, it's apologies for those who are tuning into the stream today. It's just kind of something that I'm gonna have to struggle bust through for today, it looks like, because these are on medium settings right now. And honestly, before I had like several upgrades to my computer, it was able to run Control fine, so I'm not entirely sure what the issue is right now. Ah, yes, here's the service weapon for Sophia. You were asking about this before. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. This is where the SPC or SCP influence starts coming in. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to redact it. This object... Oh, itchy nose, itchy nose. One moment. Alright, we're good. para-utilitarians to redacted. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of redacted. The object will determine whether redacted. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. The process is dictated by the redacted, though their criteria is unknown. Presumably that last redacted is the board, which is not, again, to get too spoilery, but they're effectively like a psychic kind of hive mind that works kind of in collaboration with the FBC. It gets more revealed later on in the story. Background. The object was discovered inside the oldest house, in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, redacted, many forms throughout history. Redacted, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varunastra, all weapons that redacted of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, redacted, see Dr. Darling presentation 11.1 for details. Let's see. Yeah, your cam does too. So yeah, unfortunately, this is slobs being a slob. Research and records, control points. I don't think I even remember reading this one on my playthrough. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the redacted arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. These control points are discovered by redacted detection of an unobstructed ping using the redacted within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctures or redacted or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the building refuse to be redacted. So, I love the excuse of like, it's a fucking checkpoint. You've played video games before. Yeah, what do you want? Still, cool explanation nonetheless. Alright. Trying to cleanse the hiss. She's Akira's all over the wall, just full-on marinara sauce.
It didn't work. The hiss has burrowed too deep.
No, you just straight up Thanos snapped her. Good job, Jesse. So, Emily.
Jesse,
I killed a person.
we need to make a plan, Jesse.
That do anything for you?
Cleanse them. I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen. The Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago.
This director, I don't feel so good. Oh, that's good.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. A few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Wow, really? It's a slideshow right now?
Ghost or
That's so strange, because it is... That, Because it's not as if there's a whole ton of stuff going on.
Power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
I might talk with Casey maybe after stream and see if she's coming up with similar issues or if she's found a solution for it.
They call me the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader.
Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough.
And it's fine again. Yeah,
no matter what they told
magic.
me all those years,
I have no idea.
No, it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world.
Yeah, Slobs is telling me 80% of frames skipped over the last 2 minutes.
Only to see the hiss destroy it all.
Yeah, my investigative part of my brain wants to try and figure out what it is that's triggering these frames dropping so much, or in particular situations. So, question. I personally can, like, ask Emily these questions all day. I love the lore. But if people feel more interested in, like, me running around and doing gameplay stuff, we can do that. But I can also, like, if y'all want to know more about the lore and background, I can also just go ask questions. So I'm gonna start doing stuff around here, but y'all in the chat let me know if that's something that you want me to do as well. Okay, lore is nice. That sound work with the phone ringing feels very Silent Hill School section. Okay, lore? Okay, cool. Let's do lore. And we can also, in the same time, we can also science, and you can tell me whether or not, like, Emily Pope, are you fucking up my frames? Emily, you fucking listen to me. You fucking, Emily, are you messing up my frames? Are you messing up my frames, Emily? Is this your doing? Because I swear to fucking God, if I find out that you were messing with my stream. Anyways, lore time.
The hotline should be in the communications department.
The origin of the hiss.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
Lesbian tension between Jesse and Emily. Too strong for Twitch. Potentially. Let's see. Also, yeah, the hiss coming through the internet. Oh God, don't even joke. The oldest house.
You mentioned the oldest house.
Yeah.
What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door.
Okay.
Director Trench. So, it's a really specific trope that I love, but extra dimensional spaces, like everything, like the TARDIS from Doctor Who. If anyone's ever read the book The Library at Mount Char, stuff like that, I absolutely love the idea of spaces that are like living or unknown or conscious or any of that sort of stuff. Emily looks like she reads super smutty fanfic, but has never even kissed anyone in her life before. Nova, are we getting some projection? Are we getting some, like, she's just super nervous and like super enthusiastic and like reads all of this super smutty fanfic and is like really nerdy and this sort of stuff, and it's just like, and I'm like, also like, yes, I also relate. I am also that person, so I feel that as well. But yeah, no, Emily is super endearing.
This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head.
I'll own it. I'll 100% own it.
Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah.
Objects of
Can you
power.
tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this?
Oh, I love Emily.
Thanks. So HRAs stop you from becoming his.
It seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. And each one, it seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
Yeah, the performances in this game are excellent. I absolutely love them.
Thanks.
Some of the, like,
I'm sure I'll have more questions.
some of the photorealism in terms of the various different actors has kind of thrown me off in like an uncanny valley sort of way. But yeah, no, the performances and the voice acting in this game is absolutely top notch. I love it to death. Let's see. So where do you want me to go now? So I need to go and find the hotline. And so we've got all our lore. Now, where to go next? Because I came down from there before, and these are all areas that I don't have clearance for yet. And yes, the jukebox. That is a DLC item that I won't be getting to for some time, and I think that the sector elevator, yeah, that's just straight up not working. Because the oldest house it's kind of presumed that it's... Can I upgrade anything yet? No, I can't upgrade anything. Because we have boardroom where Emily is. And down there, that's the sector elevator. We try and go over here. Alright.
There it is again.
Now we got some boogins. Yeah, and I don't have any clearance yet, so I think I don't actually get a clearance level until I get the hotline going. Alright, so where are some boogins? Oh, there's some boogins. Okay, cool. And lore. More travel costs. Cited expenditures. I do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state, but I guess I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road, Agent L. Hines. The boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskeys is my ritual. I do love the attention to, like, the little details of the employees' experience having to, like, travel around and dealing with, like, budget cuts. Yeah. Shut up. I didn't ask you. And yeah, this is no bueno. I don't get to go here for a very long time, because it will straight up fucking kill me. Alright, cafeteria. Come on. There we go. There's more of you, I know there is. Also, there's 100% ballistic trajectory in this game, which comes into play later on. Come on. There we go. Where are you? There you are. I don't like to be touched. There we go. Cool. Let's look around. Oh. Looks like there was a thing of interest up here. I don't think I can get to it yet. Nope. No, I cannot. Because I do not have the power. Can I unlock this? Right. This is deadly. Right here. And I cannot deal with that yet. You will later, though. Havana summary. An auditory event occurred at the United States Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Redacted deaths were reported, and the outgoing information has been managed. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through federal channels, but were too late to witness the AWE, which is reported to have been redacted. Staff experienced sudden intense vibrations and noise, accompanied by an intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for redacted minutes. No visual phenomenon was witnessed. The scene was cordoned off and the embassy staff were transported to the continental U.S. After Formula I-9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate, identifying it as an altered item. The item was contained and brought to the Bureau for examination. So, the idea with altered items and objects of power is that you can have an altered world event, and kind of the resonance from that can affect different items, imbuing them with a portion of the power of the astral plane or of conceptual or archetypal meaning, making them, giving them certain abilities or certain properties, I suppose would be a better way of putting it. There we go. Listen, I've watched Twisted's playthrough of The Last of Us 2. I am not getting surprised by friggin' spoopy creatures in a bathroom. Alright, what did I just pick up? Hiss barrier. The hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. Destroy the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity. 2, destroy the hiss entities in the area. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and density from other non-connected sources of hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file redacted for the full report. Let's see here. The gameplay lags look like they're getting used to... Where's here? It's almost as slideshowy as the conversation now. Dang it, that is... Well, I want to apologize for folks for that. I definitely did not see this as an anticipated issue. There were some weird kind of audio things that Nova was helping me with before. But yeah, no, it's kind of frustrating because it's not especially technically, like, intense on my computer. And, you know, obviously, like I was saying, the internet that I have is pretty high level, so I'm very surprised that it's giving things that much trouble, and giving slobs that much trouble, given the fact that, you know, I've been able to stream things like Monster Hunter before. Let's see here. Let's see. The dialogue in this game is really believable. People literally say stuff like, there's some weird fucking shit going on here, fuck that. It's like, yep, that's definitely something an actual person would say. Uncanny Valiant and LA Noire vein. Kind of. This is less kind of like the dead-eyed stare sort of thing, so much as, I think Sophia mentioned, or was it 9? I forget which one of you it was, who mentioned earlier the tension around the mouth is like, that's a little bit too close to real and it feels weird. Let's see here. Thriller acknowledged, exactly. Drinking that, respect each other's boundaries, floating dimension juice. The gameplay likes they're getting worse, read that. Let's see. Your knowledge, oh god. Let's see here. So, I came from... wasn't over there. I think that's locked. Yeah, there's a bunch of these doors are just straight up sealed, and I think it's a part of the lockdown itself. So I've already checked out the bathrooms. I've already got collectibles behind here. I came down from up there because there's that collectible that I can't get to yet. Through here. Okay, cool. Wow. Beauty. Ah, yes, the Dead Letters Room. Machine God. I had a dream and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows. A new God. This machine will be his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fans plus the timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. So, the Dead Letters Room is essentially where the FBC intercepts mail. That's fucking weird. And a lot of it are false positives. Could be people experiencing delusions or hallucinations or suffering from mental illness. But basically, they investigate each one of these kind of strange things just in case there is actually a paranormal aspect to it. And just in case, they organize all of these things all the way up to contain them. Oh, we got Booginses. Where are you? I hear you. I hear the drumbeat of battle. Oh, you got shield now. Okay. Okay, I don't have powers yet. So... oh, crap, I have to melee you, don't I? Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we are. Is that all of you? Okay, I don't see any more health bars. Okay. Let's see here. My next playlist on YouTube. Be an engaging one. Hey, Twisted's awesome. Like, Twisted's playthroughs, regardless of the game, are always super, super fun. So, enjoy, please. Alright, don't have anything in here. it's always funny that in shooters, and I've noticed this with Borderlands as well, I'm bad at using cover and moving around. So after the actual combat's over, I'll like find 3/4 of the area and I'm like, why aren't there any collectibles here? Why aren't there little secrets in these corners? And then I realize, because, jackass, you were supposed to use those as cover, and I didn't. So yeah, that's a thing. Alright, collectible. Dead letter approval. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections or related topics found amongst the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. The letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. Unstable. Yeah, so this is funny because right now in my area, we have, in Ontario, we have like a color chart for COVID stuff. So this is like hitting way too close to home at the moment. Due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. And you have the reference chart there and all those sorts of different things. Of note, you'll notice all of these are on paper because the idea of like an internet connection is not something, or rather would be something that would be very dangerous to have in a place called the Oldest House and what it does and what it represents. You could quite literally have dank memes spell your doom. So yeah, that's a thing. I keep expecting to find the first Threshold Kids thing in here, which I'm not going to tell y'all what the Threshold Kids are, because I want to see your reaction when I find them, for those of you who haven't seen them. Okay, so are these functional stairs, or are these all fucky? These are all fucky, okay. And are these also all fucky? They are all fucky, okay. I think I just need to cleanse this room. Let's see. Up through here. Yeah, and we got. Yeah. Shut up. There we go. Let's see. Secrets ended up still being uncovered. PC all run on MS-DOS 0.52. Yeah, exactly. You got the big, chunky, like, early 1980s Stranger Things computers. Okay, can't get in there yet. Can't go over there.
We're on the right track.
Perfect. And let's just check out the offices for some more lore. Oh, wait! Oh, no. Introduction to Paranatural Topics. Dang it. We'll get some... Hopefully we get some Threshold Kids before the end of this.
80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils.
Boo. I love Dr. Darling. He's such a fucking dork. There's an Easter egg later on in the game that I won't spoil, but it's adorable, and I love it. Alright, communications department. Oh, blood. Cool. Nothing. Okay. And this cafeteria. Forget if there was something up here or not. There is. Aha! My RPG senses are serving me well. Okay. I seem to recall that there's a tough battle up here. So, okay. Rip, I guess. Right. So there's the disc. There's the hiss. Can I get into this shelter? I like to think that the disc is also just like really petty. Like, ah, look at you. Ah, look at you. Oh, you gonna get up? Oh, now I'm gonna hit you again. Yeah. Just like some like shitty like New Jersey accent. Sent to horny jail. This man is dead. Okay, cool. So
Object of power.
right, I need to hide behind things. Right, I recall this. Because there's specific intervals that I have that I'm going to try and not die. I also, so one thing I want to point out positively about the game design choices in this is that it's not a game that feels restrictive early on in terms of you don't have a lot of powers. I don't have any powers except for having the service weapon. But it doesn't feel like you have training wheels right now. The game is so dense with lore and exploration that you almost don't notice that the gameplay doesn't get super multifaceted until you get a little bit further in. Okay, now I'm gonna run. Okay. Alright, awesome. Can't open that yet. I need to go up because I can't get to you yet. Cool. Also, I like the idea that the Cold War and the fear of launching nuclear missiles got manifested into this disc, and that's where the telekinesis comes from. I dig that. That's really cool. Can I get to you from here? I hope I can. Yeah, I should be able to. Come on. Oh, one moment. Yeah, there's some weird filters on this so far. Sorry about there, Peganox. That's totally fine. The Shadow Realm. Simulacrum. Let me just do. Replacing the original referring to the cultural touchstone. I can smell the power of media in regards to the Stranger Things comment. Yep. Floppy disk is trying to kill you. Damn you, technology. Yeah, I don't get it got flogged for Nog. I'm not entirely sure, not super familiar with that, but anyways, we're all good now, so resuming.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in Bureau Seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
That's telekinesis, Kyle. This game has the best telekinesis of any game, and I will say that with my chest. It's so good, it's so satisfying. It gets even better when you upgrade it. Just I like, until they gave me enemies it straight up didn't work on, I was just like, no, I can do this all day. I can do this all day. Also, the sound effect is, once again, the sound design broadly in this game is so good. Can I climb? Yeah, I can climb over you, that's fine. Also, if you grab objects that are behind people, you can hit them with it as they're coming at you. So a lot of the times, you can hit them twice. Once when the object is coming towards your grip, and once on the way back. Where are you? There you are. Perfectly tweaked core mechanics are so delightful to encounter. Yeah, so good.
Cut off.
Oh,
I got it.
gentlemen.
Right this way.
All right. There we go. There we are. Oh, you can do... Absolutely you can. Later on, you can grab, like, grenades and rockets out of the air. It's so good. Where are you going? Loadout. Okay, and then... So, this is where the RNG for the game comes into place. Things that you drop from enemies can get applied to your weapon or to your powers, and they can get more efficient, they can do more damage, and they vary in rarity, and that is based off of RNG. So I have all of these various different things. You bet your ass I'm going to do anything having to do with launch. And then as you further upgrade, you get more slots, and you get more of those items to slot into your different abilities. Alright, and now we go further into Dead Letters.
Can be reached through the mail room.
I also love how this game is just persistently creepy as hell. Like, it's interesting, but it's just unsettling in a weird way, and it's a combination of just the lighting design, the writing going on, and the balance of having just enough information to keep you going with just enough of the unknown, both in terms of the world lore of like who's behind what and who's working with who, but also altered world events and like objects of power and altered items can literally do anything. There's no hard and fast rule of whether or not something is sentient or what it does or what it affects or anything, to where it is always this like, it could, you know, this loafer, this left loafer can rip holes in reality, or like this I don't know, this lamp can make all cardigans slightly more pink, and both of those are completely viable things that could happen. Let's see. Government bureaucracy is unsettling in the real horror. Also, yeah, the least believable thing about the FBC is that it is actually a reasonably functional government organization, even if you do have kind of fuckers screwing it up, as you always do, usually among leadership. That's usually how it tends to pan out. Let's see. Picking up a fucker with a forklift sounds... Yeah, you can absolutely do that, too. You can and will throw a motherfucker at another motherfucker. Let's see... Right, I don't have Shatter yet, so... And then you'll... Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, you do get different modes for the service weapon, and you can equip a couple at once, and then each of those have their various different modifiers as well. Okay, so there's another one. There's another control point up here that I'm gonna have to cleanse, I think. Hey! Got my clearance. Got my clearance, Clarence. Oh, I thought there was one over here. Maybe I just haven't unlocked it yet. There it is! Perfect. The OOP are actually making the bureaucracy function. You need eldritch and reality warping to make that shit work. You know what? Headcanon accepted. I accept that explanation with gusto. Okay, can I actually... No, I don't have the upgrade menu yet. All I can do is fast travel. Okay. But I already have... I already have that. Okay. That's underwhelming. Oh well. I suppose it's there in case you missed the one at the bottom. This is dark. I'll come back later to give whatever's in there an ass whooping. Alright, first boss fight. Let's go. Yeah, I know, you're gonna be an asshole.
Great.
Right, and I don't have dash yet either. Shit. I've so been spoiled by endgame stuff. Yeah, you are so fragile this early on into the game. Alright. Yeah, later you have more health, and you can like make shields and a whole bunch of other like survivability things. But yeah, that was like 2 hits. Let's see here. Alright, come on. Come on, loading screen. You can do it. I believe in you. Alright, let's try this again. Do I have any of these? Yeah, I don't have anything for that. Do I have anything that recovers health? Per element pickup. Okay. Let's just do that. Because I need whatever survivability I can beg, borrow, or steal right now. Yeah, yeah. One thing I don't like is having to watch... Oh, okay, it's not as long as I thought.
They can fly now. Great.
Okay. Hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. Where are you? Okay, you, sir, I wasn't talking to. Where are you? Alright, Tomasi, where the hell did you go? Shit. You, die. I need your blood. Okay. Come on. Interesting. Okay. So he needs to drop whatever he's holding to dodge. There we go. Perfect. Awesome.
I have a feeling he'll be back.
All right.
Let's stay focused.
That took me so long the first time that I did it because I just... excuse me. I just wasn't taking cover enough. And, like, that's on me. Let me just save over here. Because I don't think that I can get into it. Right. So there is a whole, like, paranormal stories program. I'll just put it on here. America Overnight.
To America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan, tells his story. Quincy, thanks. This is something I experienced recently.
Great value, welcome to Night Vale. Exactly. This is a call-in show, though.
I was in room 47. The night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed, inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have. And the body had been there a week, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room. There you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Once you bring
So yeah, that's basically another of the FBC's research methods, is seeing who calls into this show, and then based off of their stories, sending agents to investigate to see if there's actually anything to them. Launch efficiency. So now that I'm not facing a boss, I'm going to put that launch efficiency back on because I want to throw objects at people all the time. Okay. Yeah, I still can't upgrade. Yeah, I think definitively I can't upgrade anything until I have the hotline. Also, I noticed this is one of the few games currently, or kind of one of the few popular games at the moment that does not have regenerating health, which I did not realize until I was facing this fight, and I was like, oh crap, I can't take cover and heal. I'm just not healing. Let's see here. Book club notes for Penny. Oh, this is another of the dead letters. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book. Right, this is the Office book club, too. And so you find these throughout the game, and I love these little things, almost like the emails in Deus Ex and things like that are like these little side stories of what's going on with the various different characters whom a lot of the time you never get to see. So, thought it was a little vague. The characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase. Got annoying real fast. The best part of the story were the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech, and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies, or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brainworms, and that space dogfight between the two ace pilots, signed me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. Yo, space battles and brainworms. Guy's gotta know what he likes. Alright. Moving on. Do me in a way since it motivates you to get close and slay foes. Yeah, it definitely keeps it going. Not even necessarily Doom specifically, but that era of games. I think it's very interesting because of the fact that it does encourage, you know, that particular style of gameplay versus a gameplay that is more conservative or defensive, which, you know, this game is very much about movement, very much like Doom Eternal is about movement. So yeah, no, a very apt observation. Let's see here. The lamp shading, oh, that writing. We literally... Oh, right, and 9, you asked me earlier, do I expect to see a lot of different things on this playthrough? Yes and no. I was really thorough going through it the first time, but there's always kind of that extra dimension to things that I pick up when I have to talk about something, as opposed to when I'm just playing it for myself. So yeah, I'm excited to look at it from the perspective of someone showing it to other people, which is always in the same way that, like, if you learn a skill like a martial art or something, you can be very proficient, but then a way to get even better is to teach other people. And it's not necessarily that I'm, you know, teaching people who are not, like, you know, literate in game design or anything like that. But, you know, talking about it is different than experiencing it privately. So yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of new dimensions this unlocks. We literally just saw a guy unnecessarily get bonked to death by a milk. Wait a minute. I didn't notice that parallel. I am gonna, like, I don't think that it's ever explicitly stated, but if that's the same dude who wrote, that's hilarious. I love that. I love that so much. I didn't even notice that before.
Alright, take
All
this
right.
down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but you can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what the odds of an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Hey, are you still recording this?
Oh, the writing is so good. I love it so much. Butt or boot? I don't actually know how to pronounce that, but we'll see. AWE 17. Event summary. A spat of disappearances was traced to a home in the city of Butte, where the Bureau agents discovered a translocative light switch cord. The Ocean View Hotel. We're going to get into it. I love it. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at Redacted, which had been connected to a total of redacted disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. When searching a closet, an agent pulled the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the light switch cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house, redacted days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord in the Butte home closet disappeared during this incident. Let's see. Communal experiences are fun, especially when you're shouting out something as cool. Yeah, that's very true. But butts in chat. I appreciate that, y'all. That's...
The hotline can't be far now.
Okay, let me... Because I'm obstinate, let me... Aha, there we go. Making sure I didn't miss anything. So yeah, basically, there'll be some materials that you kind of can't grab until a certain point in the game. So you'll sort of be bottlenecked or hard capped on how far you can progress with certain abilities. And that's kind of how they manage progression in this game. And is this a collectible? It is a collectible. The supplement. According to their testimony, the agents had been transported from the Butte home to a roadside motel named the Ocean View Motel and Casino and delivered a room key by performing a ritual. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside this room, they were transported to the oldest house. The disappearances of the home's owner and the other locals of Butte have been attributed to the light switch cord. The Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have been appearing throughout the oldest house. At the time of writing, redacted light cords have been found in the oldest house located in the redacted and redacted sectors. These all access the Ocean View Motel, though how exactly this link operates is redacted, but initial hypotheses center on the Butte AWE as a redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 24.3 for more details. Butte. So that's... Am I pronouncing that right? Butte? Or... I'm assuming that the J is pronounced like a Y. I could be incorrect. Hey, hotline security log. Cool. Alright. So, this is cool because it's kind of a pseudo puzzle, but I really like the way it's presented. So, enjoy. So I turn around. Is this the same? I thought that I had to. No, I gotta pull it multiple times, I think. Right, because there's actually a sign with instructions on it that I, of course, did not read. The law of 3 applies.
Whoa.
Boom.
Have we been here before?
So,
No.
inverted black pyramid.
I stayed
Locked.
at a lot of roadside motels across the country. On the road, on the run, under the radar.
So, you want to remember the fact that it says the law of 3 applies.
Something recognized from a
1, 2, 3. Another door opens.
key.
Get a motel key.
Pyramid on it.
And we're able to unlock the door. It took me so long to figure that out the first time, and that is when I learned that picking up and reading all of the collectibles in this game is going to significantly add to your experience if you decide to play Control. It's such a cool concept. Yeah, I love it. It's fitting a puzzle into a non-puzzle game, but making it fit within the framework of the lore, which I absolutely adore. 2 and 3, and we're back. Now the hotline. All right, astral plane challenge. Yep. Oh god, these. Right, I need to navigate around you so that I don't die. Because those will basically kill you instantly. Okay, you're going that way. I need to run this way. And I don't have a long enough jump yet, so I can't do that. And yep.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
I love the implication that there are further other planes of existence, because it opens up the possibility for future editions of this game or sequels.
These people know the
Because
secrets
I
of the
want more
Bureau
of this
as
game.
well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
I believe we're back in the director's office. Nope, we're not. Okay, that was just for the cutscene. Never mind, I'm wrong. Let's see. The motel is such a cool concept. Phonetically spell it in my native language. Oh, you know what I might do is I might look up like a pronunciation guide when we're done here. A decent number of puzzles in here, to my knowledge. I'm kind of aware of the mirror ones. Yeah, it's interesting because they are technically puzzles because you need to figure out how the components fit together in order to progress. However, it's so worked in organically with the rules of the world that it's hard for me to even think of them as puzzles, as just like, okay, I need to learn the rules of how this works. And once I understand that, I'm just finding another way to experience the story. Which, I mean, I suppose is yet another kind of feather in the cap of how well this game is made, that I'm so enthralled in understanding this world that I'm not even really thinking about it in terms of gameplay terminology. Okay, so returning to the game, we have another document here. Bureau funding. I know there's some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allow us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the FBC. Alright. Let's, nope. Yeah, fuck your shirt. There's nothing else hidden in this room, I don't think. Okay, cool. And we go back to Central Executive. Right, and I don't have high enough clearance for that. I'm just clearance level 1. Yup. And speak with Emily in the boardroom.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry.
I got the hotline. I could make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production.
I fucking love Marshall. She's awesome.
Someone who could help us.
Probably one of my favorite
The other
NPCs
sectors.
in this game.
How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that in the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself. Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
More ominous imagery. I love their big, chunky Star Wars computers. It didn't fast travel me down here, did it? No, okay, it's just showing me the path. Alright. It has been a hot minute since I actually played this last. I, like, remember the set pieces, but I forget, like, the connecting points and how it proceeds. Cool. 4 ability points. Okay, cool. So I can upgrade some shit now. Alright, Emily.
Hi, Jesse.
What you got for me? Okay, so I've already done all that, so the answer is nothing.
Just let me know.
Is there a document here? There is a document. Initial impressions. Initial encounters, or analysis of the hiss threat, part 1. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jessie Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast with that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss, more work to be done. Refer to file redacted for the full report. Okie dokie. And already collected that. Awesome.
Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where is it coming from?
Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
Alright. So astral constructs. So I don't have enough materials, but I can get... So shatter is the shotgun, essentially. And so basically, I can invest various different materials that I get from dealing with enemies here and get randomized mods if I want. The better that I get these upgraded, the better chance of improved mods that I get. Weapon forms, and we're going to upgrade my abilities. So we have health 2. So we're going to go health. Going to go to launch damage. And 1 to energy. And I think that I need additional weapon form slot. Sweet. And I need 2 for that. Okay, cool. Cool. That's fine. Alright. Then mods, can I... Now, I believe that one thing I can do is that I can trash mods that I'm not using. Let's see. Health recovery, health boost. So that one's better. So I can deconstruct that and get currency for it. Launch energy cost. And that one's not as good. So I can just trash whatever ones I'm not using. That one's not as good, so we're going to trash that. And once I get 5,000, I will be able to get another form. So... This is coming from the elevator. Ati, speak to me, my man.
Time to work. Meet me in the maintenance.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
I never use the random ones. That's also, I feel that similarly. Occasionally I did if I was getting some real bad ones for a while, or I would invest in upgrading them. Because, yeah, the common ones are just like, I have so few slots, I don't want to risk it. Let's see. Has none of your business. Yeah, that's also true. Let's see here. So, and also board countermeasures, as it says in the loading screen here, are effectively optional repeatable missions, and you can grind to get better, more materials or better mods and that sort of stuff. So it adds to the replayability.
Find Ati here. He can help me reach the override.
That's locked.
Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ati. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office.
And don't have the clearance for that yet.
Is Ati guiding me too?
That's locked.
The directorial override is right there, in the control room. How do we get there?
Oh. So. Oh, you have a shield. We can't have that. Oh, I missed? Okay. Whatever. Alright, got my control point. Boom. Love it. Why do you need level 2 clearance when you can just break the glass and walk through? There is all of one room where they'll let you do that. I imagine the answer to it for everywhere else is that the oldest house straight up just wouldn't let you. Because, you know, it might look like glass, but you never know the rules of reality that are actually governing the space around you when you are in this space. So that's what I'm guessing the lore answer is for that, at least. Or incredibly sturdy glass. That's also, it's, you know, it's that enameled glass. Astral constructs. Can I afford this now? I can. Perfect. So we're gonna go to... So I only have one, so I can only upgrade that. I don't really use it that much. Astral constructs. So can I just mess with my loadout? Okay. I do have that, and I have a projectile for it. So let me... So now, and this is a really cool little animation, let me get somewhere a little bit lit better. So I'm in Shatter right now. The weapon will literally change shape depending on which one you have equipped. And yeah, it's kind of a nice little touch. I dig it a lot. So this is locked, can't go through here. I think that Shatter is going to be my close range, and then random objects are going to be my long range. Perfect. Okay, I can't get through there because of mold. Where are you? Dang guardrails. There we are. Cool. Now, there is actually fall damage in this game. It's just further down than you would expect. Are there any doors I can get to yet? Any secret cookies that I want to collect yet? How about behind here? Nope. Okay. Let me do. Okay, and this is just back up to the catwalk. Yep, alright, cool. But we gotta pick up. Sweet. Yep, through here. And then we have the janitorial office.
What's down that way?
And then I think this is... Yeah. Because I'm going to be troublesome, and of course I'm going to do the east side mission. And... Where is it? Boom, there we are. Cool. Yep.
Ugh, this place makes me nauseous. An object of power. How do you think it got
Here,
down?
horsey.
A carousel horse. Why
Why is kid stuff always so creepy?
It's a valid point, Jesse. Oh, yeah. Without question. Without question, I absolutely would. Okay, so this is how I have my dash/evade. And I believe that each one of it takes energy, or there's a limit to how many I can do. Because otherwise, the walls just friggin' crush me. And it also acts as a double jump. But it does take energy. Oh, but, you know, I'm gonna try my best not to dodge off of the edge of things. And in case you missed the tooltip, yeah, gold enemies are immune to my attacks. So I just need to dodge past them and run for my life. And touch the control point, and we're good to go.
Let's see the Hiss keep up with me now.
Telekinetic powers, would you get the... Oh, yeah, absolutely. I already did that. Break all glass windows that don't have mesh in them. Okay, and now I need to actually traverse through here. Bright light. Come on. For real, astral plane. For real. Let's see. And now I get this. Cool. And I seem to recall... Yeah, okay, cool. I remembered that correctly. And now, everybody, you get to be introduced to one of my favorite parts of this game, the Threshold Kids. So I'm just going to press X and shut up so that all of you can enjoy this.
Drawing the pyramid. The what? The pyramid. What's a pyramid? The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane. Airplane? Astral plane. It's big, white, and empty. Or is it? It's a weird, crazy alien dimension. The white goes on forever. You can get lost in all that white and never find your way back home. I miss my home.
Well, shit, that's creepy. Yep. That's the Threshold kids, everybody. I personally adore the fact that at some point during development, they were like, let's just straight up make a, like, real life puppet show and put it somewhere in the game for people to find. And I love it. I love it so much. It's so awkward and just friggin' strange, and it makes me so happy. Okay, so it says janitor's office, so it means down there, which means I'm gonna snoop in here for a moment. There we go. Come to Papa. Launch efficiency. Is that better than the one I have right now? It is not, so we will leave that. I also love how Ahti has a poster of himself.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saadana. It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ahti here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ahti. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant.
The Finnish expressions are just like, what? I'm a what?
Facts on the table. I'm not gonna suoraan that this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside. He's starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this. Fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow.
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back. That's great. Thank you, Ahti.
So, a thought. When Jesse is confused about him saying vacation, and he responds to that, she only says it in her head, and he responds to it as if he heard it out loud. I didn't notice that on my first playthrough, so that's significant. Let's see. Make the dishes do themselves, bring stuff from over there, that kind of stuff. Fun fact, perkele is a Finnish profanity, literally meaning evil spirit or variations of the words goddamn. Interesting. I was actually going to ask about that. That's very cool. That's what that accent... Yeah, no, I was wondering about it when I started as well. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're all caught up in chat. Perfect. So I'll just take this, burn the trash. I can deal with that.
The trash. Throw it in the fire.
Let's see. So missions. I have directorial override. Let me see. I think I can get down to there. So where I'm trying to remember how to open up my map. Options, controls, toggle map, or up. There we go. Okay, and that is through there in the power plant.
Okay, so what happens again if that thing blows up?
So I think I actually need to go to the power plant first. So, okay. Because the power plant is kind of a hub that connects to a bunch of different areas. So, yeah, I think I gotta go there first. And we are here. And we are heading down to the power plant. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of those, like, ubiquitous character actors there, Sophia. But, you know, it's always that, hey, he's that guy from that thing, but you can never quite remember his name. Though I'm sure a trip to IMDb might help. An escaped object of power. An object of power escaped the Panopticon a couple weeks ago, and they want everyone to keep an eye out for it. So if anyone sees a merry-go-round horse zipping around the sector, alert me immediately. Do not try to contain it on your own, and definitely don't bind it to yourself. Well, taken care of. I love how they somehow made a janitorial, like, equipment room look creepy with that lighting. All right. Oh, hey, you people aren't hiss infected.
It's dangerous out here, lady. Go see Chief Arish. He's just inside. He'll help you.
All right, now for Arish.
Chief Arish, FBC security.
They all have HRAs. We're on the same side.
My name is Jessie Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a shit show down here. We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing? Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, he came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? That's catchy. Well, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
He sure has a lot of faith in his boss.
Try to stay alive.
Alrighty, let's see. What kind of lore do you have for me?
When the converters and coolant pumps are working again, we should be able to get this baby back down to a safe temperature. I hope.
What do you know about the hiss?
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use the same tactics that Marshall and Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought. Or they're just using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, they are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. Want to make my life harder?
What do you do here, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the Vince crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador. The best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
And you like your job?
Right.
I love it.
I was just
Everyone
remembering
thinks
what
the
the deal with
maintenance
Salvador
department's
was in the
ladders
game.
'cause we fix pipes instead of writing memos, but I gotta be honest. These are the bravest people in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
What exactly is the power plant?
Listen, I only know what Salvador told me, but I know it generates all the electricity for the Bureau, and it's got two very simple rules. Rule 1, keep it below a certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever, ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Oh, yeah. It's all part of the job.
You're probably gonna know
What do you
jack
know about
about the
the
service weapon.
Not much.
Here you go.
Director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You modded or something? It's new.
Is new a good thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new was our best bet.
And Ati.
Do you know this Ati guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. He probably knows more than anyone else around here. He can make sense of what he's saying.
Any idea where he's from?
I'm guessing Sweden.
He's from where he's
Close.
from. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
All right.
I should be going.
Right. You got a lockdown to lift.
Got Arish's thoughts on everything. I knew there was a pickup over here. Perfect. And nothing else back here. What do we got? Security matters. Hey Simon, I got your message. Yeah, if someone in the this is okay, I love this. If someone in the sector is asking about Ati, just tell him you'll handle it and leave it at that. Under no circumstances should any personnel interfere with his day-to-day routine. I told you everything I know about him so you could better deal with his odd habits. But yes, it's still very much a classified matter. Also, I saw your report about the quarry worker who wandered into the Foundation. Detaining him was the right move. We'll figure out what he saw before we decide our next steps. Cheers, Lynn. P.S. In case you hadn't noticed, something is up between Trench and Darling. I know this isn't your strong suit, but try your best to stay out of it. So, that's kind of your first indicator that Ati is more than what he seems. Yeah, he's an interesting character. Sweden is very close to the wallowing unknown astral plane. Indeed, yeah. Have seen the character thoughts incorporated into a game so naturally since Super Monkey Island. My time was after the Sierra games heyday, but I have heard things about it and I've watched a little bit of games like that. Sweden is, so that's what I was, don't ask questions you can't handle the answers for. Exactly, is like, I can answer that question for you. Are you absolutely sure that you want the answer for it? Like, that sort of thing. Let's see. Alright, so okay, I got a bunch of ability points, so we are going to go this and launch and ooh, that's tempting, but I do want to be a bit more survivable. I don't have enough ability points? What? Oh, I have 2. It's 3. Okay. Well, I guess I can do that, or I could save up for another 1. I feel like this is going to come in handy. I'm just going to blow it both on that. Astral constructs, weapon forms, spin. So this is our machine gun, essentially. I don't have nearly enough to buy it yet, but we will Let's see what I have for my loadout. Do I have anything better? I do not. How about personal mods? That one's all the same. I don't have another mod slot, so we'll leave that. Okay, cool. Let's throw some shit around at some hiss. Alright, where are you? Where are the floaty boys? I can hear them. They usually screm. There they are. So, these are your typical kamikaze enemies. There we go. It tends to be useful because you can get them to chain explode to each other. It's just sometimes they don't really make a whole ton of noise, and you don't have a radar, so they can absolutely sneak up on you. Perfect. They're also, in my opinion, one of the more unsettling enemies because of the way they kind of float limply. Like, yeah, they're... Ugh, God. They're not super fun. Splody Pinatas, Rot Fiend style. Yeah, that's accurate. I don't like how their spines are all bent back and they're kind of limp and puppet-like. Just, ugh, it's unsettling. So that's dodge efficiency. Okay. I seem to recall that there was a pickup or a loot box under here somewhere. If it's not here, it's in a similar area, but I can't remember where. But here. We'll go through here first. And... So, we got the coolant pumps, and I forget, I don't think that this is where the power plant is. Oh. So, this is a common puzzle that you will see throughout the game. These are energy couplings. They will turn it back on. Damn it. Now, where are you? There's another one. There you are. Yeah, close quarters stuff where hiss charge sneak up on you are bad times. Oh, jeez, like that. That's actually a really good example. There we go. Alright, now, control point. Perfect. Hello there. Now, please, I'm gonna try and pronounce this. Please forgive me if I... Noyo Insora, thank you very much for joining us in chat. How are you doing tonight? I hope that you are having a lovely Friday. I hope that things are going well for you, and welcome on in. Alright. I don't have enough for that. Astral Constructs, not enough to buy it. That's totally fine. And then I can also... upgrade existing ones, which give me additional mod slots and give me more damage. So here is the furnace chamber. So I have that mission to burn the trash. And now, I did not know that Ati's voice actor was an actual singer, but that makes a lot of sense.
Full of prejudice, but it seems like I'm breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but...
So, I'm just gonna throw some nuclear waste in the incinerator, and I'm sure that it will be fine and nothing bad will happen. There we go. There's 2. Can I target you? Yep, I can. Perfect. 3. Usually the rule in video games is either 3 or 5, I find. You can hear Ati's radio emanating from somewhere. And he does have a lovely singing voice. Boom, perfect. Now, I believe there's one down there. There is. So I just need to... I also like how it kind of swoops around objects to come to you. Nice little bit of UI, or user experience design there. A lot of games wouldn't account for that little kind of detail. There you are. And boom.
That's all of them.
Perfect. Got some more ability points. And let's see here. And that is not as good as the one that I just got. So that kind of sucks a little bit. Yeah, we'll just increase damage on that one. It's never really a bad thing. And I don't have another mod slot, so we'll leave that. And I need a control point in order to upgrade my service weapon. Let's see here. Good lord, the stream is laggy for me. Yeah, unfortunately, it is... Streamlabs is having a day tonight. I don't know why Control is such a hard ask for it to run, but it seems to be on the program level. I'm definitely going to see if there's some, maybe some updates that I need to apply, but then also I've heard of a lot of different streamers actually having trouble with that recently, and that's unfortunately a persistent problem with Streamlabs that's kind of known by the community. Okay, so my missions, I think I'm headed to the right place. Let me get my map out. Yes I am. Okay. So now it's time to go fix the clog. Let's see. Incinerator's gotta eat. Songs the voice actor's done. I mostly know him as an actor. Don't forget the lore. Oh, right. The lore pickups. Thank you for reminding me. I hope that I can get back up here. I can. Yeah, also, the incinerator's alive? Question mark. So we will grab those.
My name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the Parakinesiology Department. I believe I've discovered a Code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself, right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. Let this recording be the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak. It's been talking to me for some time now. Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force capable of communicating. I checked, and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What? Yes, I can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
Well, that's no good. That's no good at all. Okay. So, there's that. I think there might be one down here. Yep, there is. Mail tube complaint. Okay. Get this, the accounting department still says they haven't received my expense reports. They say the receipts probably got lost in the mail tubes because of a shift or threshold or some such fuckery, that I don't have the originals, they can't verify my expenses or reimbursement. This is such bullshit. Why do we even use these fucking tubes if they spit our mail out in some other goddamn dimension? Just venting here before I can make a formal complaint. Useless pieces of shit. Oh, the realness comes through of working in an office in a lot of these. I really love these little lore pickups. Ooh, shatter projectile boost. Projectiles. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll take that. Now, stairs. Perfect. And unfortunately, areas like this I can't quite get to yet, so we'll have to wait until later to actually see those happen. Let's see. And I don't think there's anything around the room over here, so we're good to go. Yep. I think I might break down some of these mods, though. Because, yep, it's not as good. Wait, why did I equip it then if it's not as good? That was silly of me. So, deconstruct is X, so we will... I'm going to keep both of those. Remove that. Remove that. And... we'll keep that right now. And loadout. I don't really have a whole ton of stuff right now to sort through. Later on, I really appreciate the ability to just junk stuff without having to go to a checkpoint. It just, like, getting the inventory full notification is never a fun thing to get in a game. So I appreciate games that let you deconstruct stuff on the fly and get components from it. That's like a #1 way to get me to... Oh, hello, gentlemen. Gift from me to you. Fine, I'll just punch you. There we are. Oh, you're up there. God damn it. There we go. Can't wait for the next... What? The next Eldritch Horror is for Jesse to get meatballed. I feel like I'm misreading that. What do you mean when you say that they're 9? Right, I need... Nope, that's not right. Can I... These are burned out. Perfect. Oh, they mad. No, bad. Okay. Now, I believe this is one of those scenarios where they keep spawning until I fix the damn thing. Oh, no, I was wrong. I guess it's just after I fix each of these, which is significantly more manageable. Alright, where are you going to come from? There you go. I hear the kamikaze boys. Where are they? I'm going to try really hard to not get cornered. I'm probably going to get cornered. Wow, I utterly beefed it on that one. There we go. Where are you? There you are. Okay. And I'm gonna take one of you. And coolant pump number 3.
Shit. What now?
Oh, Mr. Clog.
The clock is blocking the pipes. You need to deal with that. He is very clever. He's trying to sneak in. We got him caught with his hand in the fist. Get rid of him.
Reference to The Office. Oh, okay. I never watched The Office. That would explain why I didn't pick up on it. There was a lore pickup over here. Clog complaint. That gross blockage down in the water systems is back. What the fuck is it? And where does it keep coming from? And why the hell does Audie keep yelling nonsense at it? He acts like it can understand him. Of course, he acts like we can understand him too. That's just his brand of... Ugh. I'm gonna try out a new drain cleaner. Extreme strength. Let's see here. I don't think there are any other pickups down here. I've probably missed one or two that are like hidden behind some of the pipes or something. Most likely anyways. Because I can't go back through there because I have a little checkpoint barrier. Anything down here with bright glowing green lights that I can pick up? No? Alright then. I think what I'll do is I'm going to take care of our friend Mr. Clog, and then we will call it an evening. The pipe works. Okay. Cool. Ow! Okay. Not cool. I'm just gonna, like, stay back here, because that's super duper gross.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Really hope I don't get killed by mold. It'd be real embarrassing. Alright. Alright, misjudge that. And I'm just gonna shoot from over here. That sound good? Come on. There's 2 left. There we are. Perfect. Be Mr. Clean. Yeah. Mr. Clean. You know what's funny? I like... Here's my headcanon. Mr. Clean is actually... it's a Mr. Clean bottle, and the bottle is an altered item. And that... The idea is that it manifests, and it represents, like... cleanliness, or the archetype of cleanliness, or whatever. But the altered item is the bottle and not Mr. Clean himself. Okay. Now how long do you, like, jettison for? There we go. And that is 1. easier to shoot with all this raspberry jam in my face. Come on. There's one left. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, Eldritch Mold is accurate. I would say living mold, except mold is already living. Threshold Remnant. And is that it? I think that's it. Well, that was ominous.
Just hold together a little longer.
Alright.
There go the pipes. Nothing more satisfying than manual labor.
And more enemies are gonna spawn. And I have, like, no health left. So this is gonna be fun. Oh, no, we have a big, heavy enemy. Even better. Okay. Okay. This is cool. Come on. Love if I could stagger you. There we go. Beautiful. Let me get my health back up. Sick. Love it. Love to see it. Okie dokie. Stymie. Oh my goodness. I appreciate that reference. I think, oh my goodness, these graphical settings make Jesse look a little bit worse for wear. Not gonna lie. I think what we're gonna do is, we're probably gonna call it there for tonight, I think. We're just at about 3 hours. So, first and foremost, thank you for everyone who came to join us. However, if you came on late or if you came on at the start of the stream, regardless, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you choosing to spend your time with us tonight and go through this fun paranormal experience with all of us. As well, I especially appreciate y'all sitting here with me as we deal with the lag and technical difficulties and such. I'm definitely going to try and look into that in time for Monday's stream as we continue on forward and we see what else the game has in store for us. So, I believe what we shall do is head on over, because I know our good friend Pleasantly Twisted is always up to some good fun stuff on Fridays. I don't know, she's still, last I checked, she was still doing Bloodstained, whether it was one of the sequels or not. So we will go over and hang out and see what she's up to. So, until Monday, everybody have a lovely weekend, take care of yourselves, and we will see you then, as soon as this countdown completes, so it's not awkward.